In this video, we will discuss how to tie a flat square knot using a one-handed technique when the right hand serves as the active tying hand and starts in a position that is above the passive strand, or in other words, is farther away from us than the passive strand. In a one-handed tie, the active tying hand is the hand that performs the maneuvers to create the throws, while the passive hand primarily holds its strand. Note that the white strand held by our active hand emerges from the wooden board in a position that is farther away from us than where the black strand exits from the board. When this occurs, we will perform an overhand throw. For the one-handed overhand throw, we can optionally start with the grasping maneuver shown here and described in the two-handed technique videos. We then make a pincer-like grasp with our active hand using our index finger and thumb, and then position this pincer-like grasp between the white and black strands. The passive hand then drapes the black strand across the palmar aspect of the index finger. The index finger of the active hand is then flexed, pulling the black strand with it, and simultaneously the thumb of the active hand is used to both bring the white strand towards us and also to push it away from the palm of the active hand, with the goal being to position the white strand on the dorsal aspect of the index finger. Then the index finger is extended, catching the white strand with it, as shown here. We will next bring our index finger with the white strand caught behind it through the loop that is created by the black and white strands. Once the index finger has been brought through this loop, the white strand is pinned between the thumb and index finger, as shown here. Next, we must tighten this first throw. To do so, we will follow two principles, a vertical and a horizontal principle. First, the vertical principle. Since the white strand held by the active hand exited the board from a position farther from us than the black strand held by the passive hand, we will move our active hand to a position that is closer to us. Similarly, since the black strand held by the passive hand exited the board in a position closer to us than the white strand, we will move our passive hand to a position that is farther from us. Next, the horizontal principle. Imagine a line connecting the white and black strands where they exit the wooden board. During tightening, we will keep our right hand slightly to the right of this line and our left hand slightly to the left of this line. Once we have performed this tightening maneuver, we can see that the first throw has been laid down flat, with each strand symmetrically wrapping around the other. Once this first throw is laid down flat, we want to avoid placing tension on either of the suture strands during the performance of the subsequent throw. This is because if tension is applied to either end, it will disrupt the flat structure of the initial throw, which will result in a non-apposing or air knot if left uncorrected. For our second throw, since the white strand held by our active hand is now closer to us, we will perform an underhand throw. To perform an underhand throw, we continue to hold the white strand with our active hand between our thumb and index finger and perform what is referred to by some as a karate chop maneuver, in which the middle, ring, and pinky fingers are adducted together, placed between the black and white strands, and the pinky finger of the active hand is used to push the white strand it is holding towards us and away from the black strand, as shown here. Notice that when we perform this karate chop maneuver, we do not apply tension to the white strand, which remains lax so that it does not disrupt our initial flat throw. We need to maintain this laxity on the suture strands for the remainder of the performance of the second throw. The passive hand then wraps the black strand around the middle finger of the active hand. Note that the free ends of each strand are oriented in opposite directions across the active tying hand. The middle finger is then flexed, pulling the black strand with it, and then the dorsal aspect of the middle finger is used to catch the white strand. The middle finger is then extended, bringing the white strand with it until the white strand is pinned between the adducted middle and ring fingers. The thumb and index finger of the active hand then release the white strand, and the middle through pinky fingers are brought out underneath the black strand, bringing with them the white strand which is pinned between the middle and ring fingers. We now tighten this second throw using the same vertical and horizontal principles. Since the starting position of the white strand was close to us, we will move it away from us during tightening, and since the black strand started farther away from us, we will move it close to us during tightening. The right hand will remain on the right side of the line connecting where the black and white strands had exited the wooden board, and the left hand will remain to the left of it. Unique to the second throw, however, is that we want to tighten it in such a way that there remains laxity in the two strands until the very end of tightening. This is accomplished by ensuring that the rate at which the strands are pulled horizontally apart by the hands is not faster than the rate at which the hands are brought down in parallel to the surface of the wooden board. By tightening this way, the first throw will not be disrupted, which would otherwise result in a non-apposing knot. A flat square knot has now been tied. Once the second throw is tightened, the base of the knot will be more secure. While the strands should ideally still remain lax, this is less critical for subsequent throws as the initial square knot should provide reasonable stability. For demonstration purposes, we will tie 2 more throws for this knot without pausing. For the overhand throw, the pincer-like grasp is made, the index finger is flexed to catch the white strand and then rotated through the loop, and the throw is tightened with the active hand moving towards us since it started this throw away from us. For the underhand throw, the karate chop maneuver is performed, the white strand is pulled through the loop, and then the throw is tightened with the active hand moving away from us since it started towards us.